We are live. Hey everybody, what's going on?
Everybody, Facebook,
Good morning.
YouTube, what's up?
Y'all,
What's going
up?
on? Good morning. Yes.
I got some great guests this morning, y'all. Yeah, well not now, you don't. We'll know in a second. She's gonna tell us. I'm supposed to change one of them songs. Why you said we put on bubblegum?
Cause you said just jam. That's her song.
That's her song.
Yeah.
Well, she ain't here. She don't get no songs.
You hear that sunshine? You don't get no songs. You not hear
no songs. Man, like you gonna listen to jam?
That is funny.
I'm just playing. You know I am, Sunshine. I love you. I
Don't
miss
do it
you.
like that. Like what she got something.
And we gonna put it. I ain't gonna change it. So y'all see live?
Yep. See live.
Okay, good.
It's delayed as always.
Cool. So I'm gonna see if I can tag everybody.
That's the delay.
Our first song this morning that we're gonna play is what?
Roxana.
Roxana. I don't know who she is, but Roxana. Don't know nothing about her.
This had to be one of Sunshine.
Roxana.
Yeah.
I think Miss Sunshine feel left out.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Roxana by Arizona Zervis. That sounds like a disease. Zervis. Zervis. Wait a minute, quick.
Good
Wait a minute, cut that up.
See?
I like that one. Wait a minute.
Yeah. You talking
Sunshine
about
got good taste in music, though.
Oh, yeah.
I don't bother you too much, with her music, because she being like, I'm not gonna do the music anymore because Q doesn't like what I do. Why people do me like that? Say I don't like what they do, but then they dog me at the same time. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. We can get along just fine, but it's the ladies. It's always the ladies. Why is it always the ladies?
I can't speak from that perspective. I don't know.
I'm asking the ladies. Why is it always the ladies?
Oh, you were asking us? I thought you were asking him.
No, I'm asking y'all.
We're non-confrontational.
We're very non-confrontational. I'm very non-confrontational.
Reggie's an Aquarius like me.
Oh my God.
So, me, don't too much bother me. If it don't impact my money or my family, I'm gonna kind of be like, now when you start messing with my money and my family, that's a different story.
I like that.
So, maybe
Okay,
I'm pretty chill most of the time.
Good morning, Shimmy. How you doing? How's Arizona?
Tony
Shimmy.
Webb, that's a name I hadn't heard in a long time. Hey,
I'm
Tony.
doing it right now. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. You probably gonna have to go to it and then play it from your end if they see if they let me tag you. But sometimes they don't let us tag. So everybody, today we're gonna be talking about a couple of things. We're gonna go over the coronavirus again. Stand by. You gotta put your headset on. I mean, close the door a little bit. Can y'all feel a fan?
I don't need a fan, baby. It's okay.
Oh, you don't need one in a minute.
Yeah, you close that door.
It's a little rough crack it. Cause you know Mo gonna peek through here like Peter Pan.
Hey everybody, as always, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, y'all get to see the behind the scenes. So, hey, if y'all haven't checked us out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get y'all podcasts from, be sure to check us out. Hey, good morning, everybody. Yes, how's everybody doing this morning?
No, right? How's everybody doing?
There you go. You go ahead and take over, sir. I was just getting you back.
Oh, you just doing okay.
Yeah, I just had you back.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Master Gas Entertainment. This is your boy Q. And hey, listen, we got a wonderful and a special show for you on today. Listen, oh my God, y'all, it's gonna be a great and a fabulous time today. First off, of course, the crew is here, but they're not here. I guess they're here in spirit. Yeah. Mo is late. Shimmy is in Arizona. Sunshine is wherever she is. And so me and my boy are holding it down until Mo get here as normal. So bro, tell everybody what's up.
What's up, y'all?
I mean, it's just, I mean, we're gonna hold it down for everybody else.
You know.
I mean, you know, listen, hey, you know, like I said, you know, it's gonna be a great show today. Listen, I have two great special guests with me on this morning. That's gonna make this show even more dynamic for y'all this morning. First off, from last week, you guys remember my girl, Miss Lydia Thomas of Paternity Direct Dallas.
Hello, welcome back.
I mean, Miss Lydia Thomas is thebomb.com. Listen, we talked about on last week how important it is to know where you come from. And so you guys had some questions. And so we're going to be asking her some of the questions from last week's live and then maybe our own personal questions that we have. So it's going to be a great episode, I'm telling you. And all the way from Jackson, Mississippi, by way of Dallas, Texas, I have my big sister. Yes, she's my big sister. My big sister's better than yours. My big sister is here with me. This is Miss J Baby is with me. Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Oh, you gotta put your mic up.
I need to put the mic on now?
I mean, you gotta put it
Oh,
on.
my bad.
I mean, we're not
Okay.
talking for no reason. You know, you gotta put your mic on.
They gotta be able to hear you on the.
I thought I talked loud enough.
No, the mic gotta pick you up. Gotta talk to
Okay.
you.
Is that better? Can y'all
You know what to do with the mic.
Hello, everybody.
See? Listen, everybody, she is going to be introducing herself later on today in the episode, and I'm going to allow her to tell you a little bit about her and all this good stuff. And this is great because, listen, Lydia is here with us, and she's definitely going to be able to explain siblingship DNA testing and how some people don't think that it's real. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about that, whatever the case it is, you know, for y'all disgruntled siblings and people out there that don't like to claim your people. You know, I'm just saying, you know, DNA speaks, you know, and we do have a scientist here that can definitely tell you that DNA is DNA. You know, so let's go ahead and move on with the conversation real quick, bro. I'm gonna let you start off real quick. Let's go ahead. First of all, let's talk about the coronavirus. I call it the coronavirus because I got to think about something happy when I think about coronas, because you know Corona stock did drop because of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And I like Coronas, and I like Coronaritas, so I've been calling it the Coronarivirus.
Understood.
You know, so let's talk about that real quick. Of course, Dallas, the mayor has issued an actual emergency, statewide emergency from the governor for Dallas, Texas, for the next 7 days. Next Wednesday, they're supposed to vote to see if they're going to extend it and possible quarantine.
Right.
We do know that what's happening is that colleges, people that are working, everybody pretty much are they're requesting that they stay at home, buy your food, whatever you need. I do know that somebody bought 70 rolls of tissue at the Walmart the other day and took all the tissue out the stand, and that one white lady wanted to hit that other white lady because she took all 70 of those rolls. So, but anyway, you know, we want to talk about, like, are we really overreacting, or is it really cause for concern? So, bro, I'm gonna let you talk about that real quick.
Well, number one, I think people are panicking because of the unknown. Now, like I told you, my tone when we had our phone conference on Wednesday was completely different from my tone that I actually had today. So initially, my initial stance was to come in here and just blast all of y'all for being uninformed and unintelligent in your actions. But after talking to several people, what I come to realize is that people are scared of the unknown. Now, when you're in a position like myself, where I have a weakened immune system already, a lot of these things I take for granted because I do them every day anyway. So I take these precautions every day. But when you exposing somebody new to it, it's a change in life and it's something that you're not used to. So I had to take a step back and realize that, hey, just like when I started my journey with lupus, there was a lot of changes. I was scared initially, and now this is impacting everybody in the same way. So with that being said, gonna go through and just go through a couple of quick facts real quick, touch on some stuff we've hit on already, and then just reiterate some things so we get everybody to where they're calm, cool, collected, and then they can actually step back and use some good common sense when they're taking their actions and when they're going out to the stores and when they're going about their daily lives.
All right.
Because to me, inciting fear only makes it worse.
I agree.
So the first thing is, number one, you have to understand what you're dealing with. The coronavirus is just that. It is a virus. Now, it can stay active on a surface for multiple days. That is true. However, it's not pathogenic, which means it can't be spread in a harmful manner from person to person and from surface to person after about 48 hours.
Okay.
So you got a 48-hour window in which you can spread. Now, with that being said, people are buying up hand sanitizer and stuff like that. Understood. However, you have to clean the surface first. And when I say that, you have to clean the surface. You have to first rinse it down, then apply some type of soap or soap or cleansing agent. Then you come back and then you do your sanitizer. The reason you have to follow those steps is because a virus, just like any other organism, has a protective mechanism in it.
Okay.
And if you just hit it with sanitizer, it's just gonna protect itself. So it's gonna coat itself and protect itself. This is why it's important not to use just pure bleach to sanitize something. It's ineffective.
Okay.
2 reasons pure bleach is ineffective. Number one, bleach is mainly chlorine. Chlorine is a radical. All that means is it has a very short half-life. So you
Okay.
put it on something, it reacts with light, it's very ineffective.
Okay.
To help mitigate that and make it more effective, it's 9 parts water, 1 part bleach.
9 parts water.
9 parts water,
1 part
1
bleach.
part bleach.
What is a
That's
part?
amazing.
What is that?
A part. Welcome, Mo. I will put it to you like this: if you have 10 ounces of, if you're gonna make 10 ounces of a solution, right?
You make me
You
so
make
sick.
9 parts of it water, and then you have 1
You
ounce
make me sick.
bleach.
Is that a cup? What is that?
You can do it whatever measurement you want to
Okay,
do.
9 to 1.
9 to
Well,
1
you
is the
gotta
ratio.
say that to people who throw dice. People who throw dice know 9 to 1.
9
It's
to
a odd.
1 ratio. Okay.
Got you.
9 parts.
9 of them to 1 of them.
And I appreciate you clarifying things
Thank
because
you.
I do have a scientific mind, and sometimes I will forget the little nuances that everybody does
Well,
not
for the
understand.
masses, for the
Yes,
common
for the
folk.
masses, and that's
Thank
why I
you.
broke it down because I was
I
like, well, if you got a 10-ounce bottle,
Right.
you put 9
9
ounces of
of-
water
and
and you
then
put
1.
1 ounce of bleach. That's the most effective. Now people say, oh, that's not enough. Actually, that 9 parts water, 1 part bleach is actually effective against bloodborne pathogens like HIV.
Okay.
Right.
So if it can kill HIV, I think it'll handle the coronavirus.
You know what I'm worried about? Everybody talking about the toilet paper.
I hadn't reached that part yet.
But they ain't talking about the bleach. There's bleach all on the thing.
Yeah, and that's what I couldn't
They just
understand.
nasty.
Yeah, this again, Mo.
Okay.
You jumped ahead of me.
I was with you though.
Yeah, you
I mean, you
jumped ahead
swooped
of me.
in
You
like
swooped
Wonder
in.
Woman.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say.
Baby.
I just couldn't do it but laugh.
It's so funny that Mike was on so fast.
I mean, that's what we do when we was in choir rehearsal.
Right,
It was late.
just sneak
We
in.
sneak in and
Everybody
start.
singing.
Everybody start singing. Like, oh, when you get here?
That's my part.
Everybody act normal.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Don't pay me no mind. Keep
Right.
going.
Keep going.
So the next thing is what we were talking about as far as hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer disinfectants work great, but again, you have to clean the surface first. So if you're worried, the number one thing I tell everybody, you go out, you live your daily life. Now, you might want to keep some wipes in your car, which is
Okay.
fine. You might want to keep some at the door when you come in your house. Again, fine. Don't go hoarding this stuff because having all this extra is not going to do you any good.
Right.
Because if
right.
you don't clean the surfaces first, it's not going to do you any good to try and sanitize it. Sanitizer is not effective if it's not up against a clean surface.
Absolutely.
Now-
So it's like if you don't take a bath, don't put on
I
no
was just
cologne.
gonna say
Exactly.
See, we right here.
Exactly.
Already.
Yes. So what happens is, and why it's so important to clean the surfaces, again,
forgot about
a
that.
microorganism has a defense mechanism. So you have to get rid of anything that it can hide up under first. You have to
Okay.
get rid of that first. And even if you're using alcohol, because some people are like, oh, I'm going to use alcohol. Alcohol, bleach, either one is fine. However, do not go to the store and get the 96% alcohol. That is not effective.
Wow.
Is that rubbing alcohol?
Yes,
Is it-
rubbing
Don't get the
alcohol.
rubbing alcohol.
You can
Don't
no, you can get rubbing
Get the
alcohol. Rubbing alcohol is fine. You have to look at the percentage of it though. So anything between 60 and 75% is the most effective. You go up higher, it's not
Is
effective.
that the green alcohol?
The green alcohol is probably on the lower end. It's usually about 65-70%.
Okay, so get the green. See,
Yeah.
bring it down
Get
to the
the
comic book.
get the
green alcohol. Get
Yeah.
the green, like
Yeah.
your grandma used to.
the
Yeah,
green.
get the
Right.
green alcohol.
Green.
Right.
Like your grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma's
Green
was right. They
alcohol,
didn't have no
yes.
PhDs or nothing, but they didn't get no corona.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
You know, Corona?
again,
You know,
but you
Corona.
still have to clean the surface first. You have to clean the surfaces
And
first.
then that also means when it applies to washing your hands. Listen.
I hadn't got there yet.
Oh.
Y'all jumping ahead of me.
Oh,
Because
well-
we
yeah.
like to clean.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
we
So
got
I have to be
we like to
detailed.
clean. We
So
got-
Our mamas and them.
and I was saying, like, okay, you want to keep some hand wipes, sanitizer in your car at the door when you come in. That's cool and fine. However, now the most effective countermeasure against this is washing your hands. Now,
Right.
when it comes to washing your hands, first, rinse your hands off. Again, you have to clean the surface 1st. Rinse it off. Rinse your hands first. Then you apply your soap. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have to get that antibacterial soap?
No, you do not.
Cause see, I use Octagon. Octagon soap is the lye soap.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I got. That's what I'm talking
Well, here's the thing with bacteria
about.
and viruses. They have a positive charge. With
Okay.
soap, it has a negative charge. So what happens is, again, once you rinse the surface, then you apply the soap and then you scrub, it'll attract all that stuff and it'll pull it off.
Okay.
Now, the only negative side is that it also absorbs the moisture out of your skin, which we'll get to. However, wash your hands. Again, 20 seconds, warm water. Now, when I say 20 seconds, that don't mean total time 20 seconds. 20 seconds is after you've washed your hands, you've rinsed your hands with water, you've applied the soap, you need to scrub your hands together for 20 seconds. That's where the 20 seconds comes in, not from beginning to end. So it's once you have contact with soap and you start rubbing your hands together, that's where the 20 seconds comes in. So that's where you have to do 20 seconds.
Go
Get
ahead.
ladies.
Because we got
Y'all got
Okay,
questions?
Go ahead.
now, so as a nail tech myself,
Mhm.
I will say this because we all like our nails done.
Yes,
So
indeed.
for all of the ladies who has on any type of acrylic, any type of gel, or anything like that, please take a brush
Mm-hmm.
and make sure your soap is applied to the brush, not just to your hands, and brush down your nails like this.
On the inside.
On the inside of
Hello.
your nails.
Yes.
Because at the
Hello.
end of the day, you can wash your hands, but all of this stuff collects the germs and dirt.
Mhm.
So
Right,
sometimes,
right.
as you can see how clean that is,
Mhm.
sometimes people have all that germs and stuff, and you can see it
Mhm.
in your nails. So you want to make sure if you are wearing any type of acrylic nails, make sure that you take on a brush and that you are brushing downward, not up but down,
Mhm.
and making sure you're cleaning the surface of the inside of your nails. And when you're washing your hands, make sure you go up to
your wrist.
your wrist
Now,
part of your
yeah.
hands and not just,
Yes.
like your hand parts. So that's just a little bit of a tip from a nail tech. I've been
Mhm.
doing it for 19 years.
Mhm.
So making sure that all of us that, especially right now with the virus, like he's saying, make sure that you're cleaning your hands properly, because just washing them with soap is not going to clean up under these acrylic nails, because
Yes,
our
ma'am.
natural nails are still up under there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So you have to clean that.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
That's a good question.
Yes, it
I,
is.
I was wondering how safe it would be now to go to the nail shop. You know,
Well,
I'm scared
but-
about that.
Yeah, well, the nail shop basically, because I don't, each shop is different. I'll put it
Right,
like this.
right.
Now, I will say that every shop is different. When you go to a place, the first thing that you should look for, and this is a tip for a lot of ladies that get their nails done. The first thing you should look for is who's ever sitting in the seat in front of you. If they tell you to go and sit after them, you should never have a client go sit in a seat that you have not cleaned up the surface first.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times you go to places and once you get up and they say, here, sit down, and they automatically just get started, you should always clean your surface 1st.
Mhm.
So if
Right.
you haven't seen them take any type of alcohol, any type of spray, and just even wipe the surface of it, and they just sit you down and then grab your hands, I wouldn't get my nails done there.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's just a little bit of a tip, because it goes so fast because we see so many clients,
Mhm.
but it only takes 30 seconds to clean the surface. So you make sure that you can take your time, and I don't care if it's just one of the Clorox wipes.
Mhm.
We grab it and we wipe the surface.
Yep.
Change the towel, change the paper towels, and always watch them when they grab their when we grab our drills and different things that they need. I always watch the drill because they should always take the tip off and put another one on.
Mhm.
So
Y'all
if
pay
they just
attention.
grab it, if they
Pay
just grab
attention.
it and start going to work, that's a red flag. So
Okay.
make sure
Okay.
that
Gotta watch
Got
out
some-
for these.
yeah.
You got some extra tips I wasn't thinking about having. Appreciate it, ladies. Appreciate
So
it.
definitely in this
Absolutely.
time, if you are getting your nails done, those are the type of things that you all want to watch for, and even not with just the virus, just on a day-to-day basis.
Hello.
Right.
Those are
Right.
things that you should kind of watch for. Yeah, because that's important.
Okay. Now, and with that being said, we'll go to the next thing where we were talking about hand washing. We talked about the surfaces. One of the other things that people always forget to clean for whatever reason, the average person touches their phone 200 and some odd times a day.
Yeah.
Clean your phone.
Now,
Do y'all need a wipe to clean your phone?
I clean. Now, y'all
I
think
did before I got here.
I won't let the students take their phones to
To
the
the
bathroom
bathroom.
because of the fecal matter that's in the air
Right.
once you
But
flush.
what
Correct.
are they looking at in the bathroom?
it don't matter. They attach to their phone.
They're
It don't
attached to
really
their
matter.
phones, but I won't even let them go. And see, it first of all, it does two things. They don't stay there that long.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And two, they don't bring their fecal matter back to my desk.
Right.
And then they get on me because everybody gets a Clorox wipe for their desk. If you sit in their desk, you get a Clorox wipe and you wipe their phone. And they be like, "Oh, you just saw." I said, "That do that."
Now, this is the thing. People are going crazy again, going overboard. They dunking their phones.
Really?
You
Yeah,
know what?
I've heard people.
I got some.
Oh, they're
I got some.
dumping their phones in a sink of water, trying to
Oh,
clean
gosh.
it. It's like, okay,
Wow.
look again. You clean the surface with a phone. Again, you wipe it down. Hot water, towel, wipe it down real quick. Then you get your hand sanitizer wipe and you wipe it down. You let it dry. You're good.
Right.
But again, these are precautions I take on a normal basis. A lot of my team at work laugh at me because on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, at the end of the day, I wipe my desk down. My desk, my computer, my keyboard, my phone, my entire desk is wiped down Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
We are twins. Because the lady who cleans my room, the janitor, she said, "I love cleaning your room because it's always clean." I said, "Yeah, because that's nasty."
Right.
Mhm.
So again, people forget about their phone. Your phone is one of the biggest carrier of germs that you have around you.
Right.
So you can clean your toilets and stuff like that. Honestly, most people's phones are dirtier than the bathroom.
That-
Yes. Ooh.
Yes, ma'am.
And for women, our purses are disgusting.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
See, I wasn't gonna go there because I didn't want to make anybody feel like I was
Yes,
trying to attack them.
yes.
But I'm glad a woman brought that up because I wasn't gonna bring that up because I was just gonna say your phone, and I was gonna get on the wallets. I was gonna try to stay gender neutral. So with that being said, I'm glad you brought that up. So what's a good way to clean purses? Since y'all, you
Change
keep
'em.
you keep a house in there. Most women keep about a house and a half in their purse. So
I mean,
I do the same
I
thing
mean,
to my
everything is
purses
in there.
that I
Uh-huh.
do to everything else.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just take it and you take water, soap and water and a towel,
Mhm.
and I take everything out of it. I clean the inside
Mhm.
and I clean the outside, and then just spray it down. I'm a little germophobic. If you didn't have
Well,
you
that's
haven't figured it
that's
out.
your line of business.
And
You have to be.
so you have to do that, with your purses. I'm also very funny about when you go to the grocery store and stuff and put your purse in a basket.
Mhm.
Like 9 times out of 10, if it has a strap, I'll leave it on my person instead of putting it in the basket. And it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes just hurt the purse because we're so easy to just bam sit
Right.
here and bam and sit it there, and we have, hey, go get my purse.
Well,
and when you have your child go get your purse, the baby probably haven't washed their hands. So it's like, yeah.
now you hear that,
Well, let me-
parents. Stop having your children go and get your purse.
Mm.
No,
Get your
because-
butt up and go and get your
No,
own
no,
darn
that's not what I'm
purse.
saying.
That's why you have them, to go get that
Just-
water out there refrigerator,
yeah.
to go get that beer, to go. I'm just saying. That's
Just
why
make
you
sure
have
they
them.
wash their hands.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is one of the other things that I want to talk about to
See.
people is when we go out in public,
Don't do it until-
the shopping carts at the stores. Please make sure you wipe those.
Yes.
They have some stores provide those wipes
Right.
for
Oh,
you
yeah.
to use.
Now let me jump
Now,
off of that.
wait, hold on.
Go ahead. You see why?
If you have seen our Instagram, Facebook story, it's funny For those of you that's on Snapchat, you could go look at our story, and it's funny, but it's dead serious. But it's put up there to give you a reason to think. It gives you something to think about. You're thinking about all these other things, but it's the common items that we do not think about. That's where the most likeliness is for you to catch the germs. Your own environment, you're usually pretty safe because you know what's there. You clean it on a regular basis. You're not going to have too many issues. It's the transitions and out in public. So again, when people talk about, oh, I'm going to go get me gloves and get a mask. I'm sorry. Again, the mask is not effective. It's only going to cause you more harm because it's going to trap the bacteria right by your face. When you can usually just bypass it and you're not going to have that likelihood. But if you're wearing a mask and it does not have a HEPA filter on it, it's ineffective.
Yes,
now, if you are sick, that's the time when it's effective to wear a mask because it traps the germs in.
Right.
But if you are not sick, wearing a mask does you no good. It's actually does more harm than any good. So y'all can go out here and spend this $40, $50, $60, $70 on this mask if you want to, but you wasting your money. Point blank period.
So just
How about the
go
gloves?
ahead.
No, go ahead.
How about the gloves? Because I'm big on the gloves, so.
Now the gloves can be effective. However, this is the problem with gloves. The gloves can trap stuff, keep stuff from getting in. But if you didn't wash your hands before you put the gloves on, you just created a perfect growth environment for bacteria on your hands.
That's true.
Well,
Yeah.
what I'm more concerned about, though,
Mhm.
in terms of the gloves, is like opening doors,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature.
No, and again, that's where it's effective. It'll stop, like I said, it'll stop stuff from coming in.
Right, that's
Fine.
what I want to do.
Yes, it will stop you from getting stuff on you, and it will. However, if you did not properly wash and sanitize your hands before you put them on,
Yeah.
you created a perfect growing environment because the
Like
what?
I told you.
She pulled her gloves out. She pulled her gloves out. Okay, but the thing that bacteria and viruses need to grow, okay? They need moisture. Most of them need moisture. They need a food source, and most of them prefer darkness. Now you think about that. You put the gloves on. You have everything else before you wash your hands. They're going to have something to eat. Then your hands going to get sweaty. So they're going to have the moisture they need. Then most likely they're going to be in a dark place. They're going to have a perfect growth environment. Plus, your added body temperature is only going to help them incubate and then grow and exponentially grow. So again, gloves are good, but I'd be careful. I stay away from gloves only because I have a habit of washing my hands, but that's just me personally. Now, if you want to wear them, cool, fine, but I know the mask will not be effective if you're not using it properly.
If you're not using it properly, you have to say that.
Yes.
Because my sister Charlotte, hey Charlotte, she says the mask will help you keep germs out. She said that's a fact.
Charlotte, here's the problem. If you are not wearing the mask properly, number one. Number two, you have to look at the filtration of the mask. Most masks that you buy will not have the filtration on.
Right.
You know why? Because they're ineffective. That's why they don't have the filtration.
Exactly.
This is why I say if it's not a micron filter, a HEPA filter, which actually has the filtration on there and listed.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now let me just piggyback on this. I got you with the mask. Let's go back to the shopping cart.
The shopping cart. Okay.
2003. That's how I contracted meningitis.
Wow.
From the shopping cart. It was on a Friday. All I did, that's when I was, doing the credit corner full time. So on Friday, I prepared for Saturday. Cleaners, Taco Cabana, Kroger, back home. By the time I got back home, I couldn't take all of the stuff out of my car to get into my apartment.
Wow.
Oh
It
my
was
goodness.
horrible. Went to the doctor. It was a Friday. Waited to go to the hospital. Went to the emergency room on the Sunday. They did a spinal tap. They pulled out 5 valves. And because it was clear, it wasn't bacterial, it was viral.
Right.
They asked you all these questions from the CDC. They're like, where have you been? I was like, this is where I went. I said, I got it from that nasty Mexican restaurant, didn't I? They were like, no, you got it from, and they said, where did you put your groceries? I'm single. I don't get a lot of groceries, so I put them in the top part.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
I got it, because some
Wow.
child was sitting there with fecal matter.
Mm.
After 2003, I noticed that's when all of, then that's when you go into near the baskets, they have the wipes.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you can get it. That is so common that when I told them where I was going, when I had gone, they were like, "Oh, that's where you got it." I was like, "No, I said no. It was a Mexican restaurant." So they asked.
Right.
Right. But here's a problem.
And that's
And
so
this
common.
this is why it's so hard for people to understand and backtrack when they get food poisoning.
Mhm.
Food poisoning, when you ingest it, it takes about 48 hours for it to show.
Right.
So again, you think about backtracking the last 7 days, 14 days, week.
Right.
Hell, I can't tell you what I did last Sunday.
Right.
Now you think
That's
about
true.
trying to backtrack viruses and stuff
But that's
like
because
that.
you do a lot of edibles. But no, so you can't really backtrack. It's hard
You
to
know what?
It's hard to backtrack after that third edible.
Bro, I appreciate you giving us information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I so appreciate it.
I like that transition. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Speaking of edibles,
Oh my God.
let's talk about, because Mo, I sent this to you on purpose because I got offended when I saw this. I got offended, right?
Yes, I know.
Because I respect him. I respect him highly. We're gonna talk about a little bit of celebrity gossip real quick.
Oh, we talking about select. Okay, good.
I got offended.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
Pastor Kirby John Caldwell.
not guilty.
He said,
I don't give a damn what he said. He's not
he
guilty.
pleaded guilty
He didn't do
Wednesday after being accused of defrauding people of millions. Remember, we cracked this story last year. You remember?
I remember. He
And
didn't
so,
do it.
let me get through, Mo.
Oh, go ahead.
So they says that Pastor Kirby John Caldwell. If y'all don't know who Pastor Kirby John Caldwell is, he's the pastor.
Not well read.
He is the pastor of the mega church in Houston, Texas, Winter Village. I've been to Winter Village. I have so much respect for Kirby John Caldwell. I really, really do. This is really irritating me. However, he's accused of selling people basically junk Chinese bonds in the sum of $3.5 million. And so what's happening is, if he is found guilty, he can spend up to 25 years in prison. Now, I am not cool with this because, like I said, I have a lot of respect for Pastor Kirby John Caldwell. I love his church. I love his congregation. I know people, a lot of folk I know in Houston. You do too. Go to Windsor. When you go to Houston, they say, "What church you gonna go to?" We're gonna go to Windsor real quick. Why? Because Pastor Kirby John Caldwell is just one of the best pastors out there. I got huge respect for him. But now, Mo, they want to throw this man in jail for selling elderly people Chinese junk bonds.
All right, so
let's
let's
talk-
look at it. Let's look at it.
Chinese junk
It's not.
bonds.
It was okay. First of all, let's look at it. So, who was the other person involved?
Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna make this a black-white situation.
But I'm
It's a
with you, white man.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna make
it's
it
a white
black-white.
man.
And who did they sell all the junk bonds to? I'm not gonna make this a black-white situation, but they were all white. He
Okay.
didn't sell any to his congregation because he really believed that this gentleman, even though okay, let's go with Kirby John Caldwell. Yes, he's a preacher, a pastor of United Methodist, the largest United Methodist church in the country.
In the country.
In the country,
In the
of the
country.
United States of America. Let's also talk about Kirby John Caldwell in the United Methodist Church, because my mother was one. United Methodist Church, you go from church to church to church every 3 years.
Yes.
This is the only pastor in the United States who remained in his church for more than 20 years because he was doing such a great job.
Right.
Now, he built this church from 80 congregants, 80 members, to more than 22,000.
Right.
They built a school.
Mm-hmm.
They built, now let's talk about, they get a catfish pond to show others how to fish, and it was a metaphor. You got to learn how to fish to get your own stuff.
Right.
Right.
Right,
They got a
right.
catfish pond, and they make money. They have a small business institute.
They do.
They have a prayer institute.
Mhm.
They have going from the pipeline from the prison, from public school to prison. They help prisoners.
Mhm.
They help them sponge their records.
Mhm.
He's cousin to Sylvester
Turner, yeah.
His mama and daddy were educators, and they have a school named after his mama. His wife Suzette Caldwell, who can pray every preacher in the United States under the table. and the Lord listens to her. He listens. If you got a brother, go to Suzanne. Tell me, Suzanne, could you just touch me? It's like touching the hem of his garment. But her mother and father were very good friends of the Clintons.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I ain't finished this. Look at this. Then he married who? Who did he marry? Jenna Bush.
Yeah.
On 9/11, when there were no flights coming anywhere in the United States, he got on a flight to go to D.C. So you tell me he guilty? Hell to the no. Do you know what they're trying to do? Set him up, because everything he's done is empowerment. Everything he's done is empowerment. They tried to get him once before on this house situation because they were like, he built a house and it was $2.3 million. Let me tell you this. If I make it from the book sales, not from the United Methodist Church,
Right.
from the book sales, if I make it in excess of $10 million and I don't live in a $2 million house, shoot my ass, because I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you this, I'm not going to live in a $250,000 house and I make $10 million because my neighbors will not accept it. My neighbors will not understand it, and I'm too close to people who want to get me and got. So I'm telling you right now, they can say he's guilty.
Okay.
He can accept the charge that he's guilty. But I tell you one motherfucking thing, as I'm sitting right here with this print thing on, he is not guilty in my eyes or the Lord's eyes. And because you know why? I know that.
Okay.
No, because something deep down in my soul tells me, you know how them old women in church say something ain't right?
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't right. And I'm 50-some years old. And when I tell you something ain't right, you better get that monkey, get him a seat and preach on that.
Here's the funny part.
Well,
Mom.
y'all
No, listen to me, because I'm in total agreement with you. In total agreement. But what you have to understand, this is one of the rare few times.
We're in agreement.
Yeah, we're in agreement.
Yeah,
This is
I
what
got
you
mad
have
respect for the man. I'm telling you.
this is what you have to also
outside.
understand. When you
Outside.
look at the cost of settling
Yeah.
and taking a guilty plea, that's gonna probably end up leading to just a fine.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Where if you try to fight it, the legal costs gonna skyrocket.
Yeah.
So his legal counsel, look, we can fight this, but this is what it's gonna cost you. Now, if you take this guilty plea and we get this little minimal charge where it's just a slap on the wrist and you have no jail time, you have to pay a fine and keep your life moving, guess what's gonna happen?
I hope he keep his life moving.
Keep his life moving.
Because in the book of life, it ain't gonna say guilty. He's gonna say all the souls that you done brought to him.
So do you think that the United Methodist Church will try to move him from
Well,
his church?
I think they may take his church from him, but you know what the 22,000 people gonna do?
They
They're
gonna
gonna
go
move
right
from
on
that church
over.
and go to let's go to the
Well,
Pastor Caldwell Center.
Right.
And I'll be the main one.
This is what people have to also understand. You have to get the entire story.
Yeah.
When you look at headlines in the media,
Right.
they're done to get attention.
Right.
Yes.
They're attention grabbers. That's why they're always in bold print.
Right.
They grab your attention.
Above the fold, right there. That's right.
And this is what you have to understand. If you only read the title,
Right.
you'll go in with a whole bunch of misinformation.
Right.
When you
Wow.
start reading the actual article, and then you start, and this is what I tell everybody all the time, you have to do research. You can't just take one point and say, okay, I'm gonna ride with this. Because even in school, when you had to do a research paper, you had to cite more than one source.
You did.
You had to
Yes,
cite
you did.
multiple sources,
Right.
right? So, and Wikipedia is not a source.
It is.
So get that out your head. Don't go to Wikipedia.
Say it one more time for the people.
Wikipedia is not a valid
It's
source.
not inside.
So
Your teachers
again,
will fail you if you
yeah,
use
try
Wikipedia.
Yes.
to use
They will fail you.
if you got a high school, middle
You fail
school,
the people using Wikipedia.
college, and you try to write a research paper and use Wikipedia as a source,
It's not gonna work.
it's not gonna work. And there's a reason it's not gonna work, because it's not valid.
So Mo, wait a minute. So Paul, hey Paul, thanks for chiming in. Paul going off, Mo.
I know he
Okay,
is. 'Cause
Paul
you know
going
why?
off.
Because he is anti-church.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so Kirby said Kirby John's not dumb. He said he did that type of work before he was
Yeah,
preaching.
he was on
He
the
said
cross.
so it's not that he was being led blindly. He knew all about the things that were being done. D-O-N-E, done, not dumb, done. So, I mean,
But
I can't believe that. I'm sorry. I just
Something
can't
right.
believe that.
Something right.
I just can't. Let me tell you, I worked under this man.
Mhm.
Okay, y'all have to understand. My pastor and his pastor worked very close together. Okay, so there was a lot of different things that I saw behind the scenes of his church that we knew that we could use over at our church there were a lot of different things that I heard people, their personal testimonies talk about how this man changed their life. How they left the Baptist church to go United Methodist. You know, how they left Pentecostal to go United Methodist. I would have never thought. And they don't even have a typical United Methodist church service. You know, it is very different. And I'm just stunned with that. When that came across my face, I just didn't know what to do.
And this is what everybody needs to understand. When you are selling bonds, you cannot sell to those that are close to you. You know why? Because it's considered insider trading. So here, and Paul, I get you where you saying, you know, oh, he's dumb and he knew what he was doing. Well, if you understood the entire, again, this is where you have to do your research and understand the entirety of the situation. So if he was selling those bonds to his church members and his parishioners, that would have been insider trading.
He didn't do it. Not to his.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You think about that. Yeah. Now, did he know? He probably didn't know all the details. More than likely, most of these people selling these bonds, they don't know all the details. They say, "Hey, look, this is a quick way for me to make some money on the side hustle. I know what I'm doing. I've done it before. Let me go out here and make this money real quick."
Right.
Yes.
So especially if you're trying to, again, writing books. It takes money to get out and do publishing, but then you don't want to tie that money to your church, your income from the church.
I got you.
Right.
You want to keep those things separate as much as possible. So again, you got a side hustle. You're a minister and you're doing all these things, and you got different hustles that you're doing.
Right.
So you keeping everything separate, which is the smart business move to do.
Yes.
Right.
Definitely.
So if he's doing it like that, granted, he's probably moving and shaking. Honestly, in my head, I think it was more so if they were junk bonds, and if he's going down, the other person that was with him should be going down too.
All right.
But then again, what's going to get people's attention in the media?
Right.
It's the name and then scandal.
That's right. That's right. That's
In
right.
bold print, going to get everybody's attention. And this is the other part you got to look at. Anytime you've had a black leader that's actually doing something, how many times has the government taken them down? Point blank, period. The government, the United States government is known for taking black leaders down. Point blank, period. Now, I'm not going to go into no conspiracy theories or nothing like that. I'm talking facts. Point blank, not conspiracies, not what I think I know, but what I know I know. What's been proven time and time again, and have documents from the government itself proving that they've gone after black leaders.
That's true.
Now, that's
Period.
To Marcus Garvey.
Marcus, you look at Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X. Do I need to keep going?
Wow.
Do I need to keep going? Look how many times. Now, granted, I don't agree with Jesse Jackson on a lot of stuff he does.
Right.
He nasty.
But you look at how many times they come after him. Look at what they did to Bill Cosby.
You know, I'm Team Cosby.
Look at what they did.
I'm
Point
Team
blank
Cosby.
period.
Right.
Look at what they did to Bill Cosby.
Y'all know about how I feel about Bill Cosby. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
Y'all know how I feel about Bill
But then-
Cosby. I'm mad
but
about
then-
that situation.
But here's the funny part.
Mad about
When it
that
comes to
situation.
somebody like Harvey Weinstein, look how quick they try and sweep it under the rug, and now all they focused on him is his health, not what he did.
You're whining because you're going to prison.
Yeah.
You stop whining.
And
You
get off that fake
Walker.
I would say, wasn't he walking straight the other
He
day?
was and then he was walking straight when he was raping them women, talking about get down here. And then he got the collar out, like, trying to look all disheveled, like he's in
Yeah.
pain. I said, I got your pain.
Look here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You're a multi-millionaire, billionaire.
And you gotta take it.
And I'm sorry, ain't no way anybody you working with
You
gonna let you
lying.
come out
You
the
gonna
house
do
like
all
that
that?
unless it's on purpose.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Point blank period.
That's
Because
the truth.
before that, look how he was always clean shaven. No matter what his health was, he was clean shaven. Suit was pressed. He was on point. Now you gonna tell me all of a sudden everybody letting him come out the house looking like that in public? Nah, that's playing.
But see, let me tell you
Period.
something. One thing about Harvey Weinstein, I've always said this. I always said he was racist. I don't care what nobody say. I always said that man was racist. Even on his shows, he was always subliminally racist. I don't care what nobody
His
say.
movies, everything.
I mean,
everything.
everything about him to me. And so my thing is look, sit your ass down on the pod. You done got caught shitting. Now wait for the flush. Real quick,
Well.
hold up. Let's switch gears real quick. One more quick hot topic because I had that on about the Harvey Weinstein. I did have that on, so I'm glad we kind of glazed over that. But this right here make me mad, Mo. It makes me mad. Let me tell you why it makes me mad, because I don't think that shit is fair.
Okay.
All right, Dwayne Wade.
Mm-hmm.
All right. His daughter's son, I don't have to do it like that because they got it on here, Zion and Zaya. So I got to say the daughter's son because that's the only way that's going to make sense to me at this moment. Should Zaya be allowed to join the girls' basketball team at Sierra Canyon School?
No.
What did Dwayne Wade wants?
The child has potential of being a basketball player. This is seen. Matter of fact, Zaya can grip a woman's basketball, a woman's basketball. You know, women's basketball.
Because he's a man, he can grip it.
A woman's basketball, you know, it's a little bit smaller than a regular basketball.
And his
at
hand is
his
a little
age.
bit larger than a woman because he's a man.
I agree. And so now what's happening is that they're trying to get Sierra Canyon School to get this child to be on their girls' basketball team. I just have a problem with that.
No.
I got a problem with that
I would
because
follow with Dwayne Wade because he's sorry. But you know that goes back to his mama and his wife and dogging out his wife and with that what's that girl he with now, that trick asshole?
Gabrielle Union.
Gabrielle Union can't stand her because she took him from there, and that's why when they were on a break, he had a child with another woman. That's what you get.
But okay.
Well,
So
you know Zion's mother spoke out against Zion coming out as transgender.
Because I asked every single time on every post when they were posted, I said, what does his biological mother think?
Right.
What does his, I don't mean real mother, but what does his mother think? Because Gabrielle Union always wanted to speak on behalf of the mother. She ain't the mother. You know, she barely mothering that child she got.
Well,
the one that she didn't have.
The one that she didn't have biologically, but the one with the nanny takes care of most of the time. Because she too busy trying to be up Dwayne Wade's butt because she know he out there having sex with girls and boys. Got it on
okay.
Good authority.
Okay, wow. But let's get back on subject. We're going to get back on subject.
This is celebrity gossip.
Yeah, we're going to get back
Welcome
on
to
subject.
Master Gas.
And I'm going to say this. This is my opinion. Where I support those that are going through evolutions in their life and want to change their birth gender.
Okay.
I support you. I give you that. However, if you're going to go through with this process, you have to understand the limitations. Because just because you want to do this does not give you all the rights as if you were born with, as what you were changing to. So if you were born a male and you're changing to female, it gives you an unfair advantage. Point blank, period. It gives you an unfair advantage. That's just like sending a kid from the inner city to Yale with no kind of transition and thinking they're going to excel. They're not going to be able to compete. It's not fair. Period.
Or sending somebody from the inner city who can ball to Harvard and Yale and talk about, he got 55 points. Well, of course he can, because other kids can't play.
Right. It's an unfair advantage. Here's the problem. And this is what I think they should really do. You should have your boys, your girls, and transgenders.
Absolutely.
How about this?
No. This way, if you want to compete,
The Olympics are looking at that.
Have
The
a
Olympics are looking at that.
transgender competition. That way, no matter what you are, you have that trans. Now you want to compete with those on your level, because that's what it's about. And again, I played sports. I know what it's like to get out there and train your butt off. You work hard, and it's for somebody else to have an unfair advantage against you. It's not right. Period. So, what you do is you create a league of their own for them to compete in. It's not saying that anybody's against you, but it's making the playing field level.
Wouldn't there be some type of segregation?
Well, again, this is why I said you keep the male, female, transgender. You want to compete. These are the stipulations.
Well, that would be
No,
like
that's just
separating them
segregation.
from.
No. It wouldn't be separate. You're going to compete on the same field, same track. Everything's going to be the same. But they don't allow the boys to run against the girls, do they?
Yeah, that's true.
That's
They don't
a
let.
problem too. should. If
No,
they
no,
have their building.
no.
Some
It be,
women
it,
could
no. Here's the problem.
Somebody would make that argument too, that there are women out there that can compete on a men's
And guess
level,
what?
too.
The
Layla
women.
Ali,
You don't agree with
she
that?
doesn't have, I mean, Layla Ali is a great boxer, but
Mhm.
she could not go against
Mike Tyson.
Nobody
Exactly.
go
No,
get
no,
Mike Tyson.
But what about
Yeah,
what about Floyd Mayweather though?
Oh,
Because you
shit, I could beat Floyd way better. He's such a.
but what I'm saying
I
is it doesn't make sense. If
Right,
you look
right.
at the okay, let's take track for instance. We take track, right?
Okay.
And this will make it easy for everybody. The world record for a man is like 991 in 100. The world record for a woman is like 1002. That's a whole second. That's not a fair, it's not level. So there's no way that I would put my child, male or female,
Right.
up against somebody else that has a, no, I want them to compete on an even playing field.
Right.
But then again, these are also the people that probably want all the kids to get a trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't.
No, you
know,
don't
let me
know.
tell you, I
All the
used
kids, all the kids don't get a
We don't
first,
have
second,
trophies.
third. That's it.
I
You
even
don't.
look-
You not at the top.
It was
you
a
get nothing.
it was a exhibition match. Y'all know I love Serena. It was an exhibition match between Serena Williams and Roger Federer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, although her fastest serve, I believe, is 126.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's her fastest serve. Venus Williams, it's break time. Venus Williams, her fastest serve is 129.
Mhm.
Okay. Roger Federer's fastest serve is 140.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way possible a woman could hit that ball without breaking her hand, breaking her wrist, or something like that, because that's faster than a bullet. Literally,
Wow.
you know, and so there's no way you do that. But let's go to break real quick, and I got the songs right here that we're gonna take a quick little break, and when we come back from our break, y'all, I'm going to introduce my sister to y'all. And so y'all say wave at the camera again if you want to. Yeah, I'm introduce my sister to you guys, and then also we're gonna reintroduce Lydia. We're gonna talk to them again, and we're gonna talk about family dynamics. We're gonna talk about some family dynamics, and then we got a couple of questions from last week. I'm trying to dig them out real quick so we can ask you those questions about DNA and paternity testing. So we're gonna listen to real quick. Let me see who Miss Sunshine up here. I'm so glad you joined in.
Let's
too,
get
Miss
down,
Sunshine.
Tony, and new phone. Who this? Sanaya.
New phone.
So who?
Hey, this Miss Sunshine. I'm
she
not
had
sure.
a new phone. I think she had a new phone. Miss Sunshine, did you have a new phone?
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
She had a new phone. That's what it was. She
A
got
new phone.
She got a new phone. That's
I
the
don't
only thing I
know.
can think of that.
I've never heard that song. None of my songs made the list.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
y'all, did y'all see what time I said I was on 67 and I got here? There's nobody out in them streets.
Everybody is like, it's so empty.
Everybody
And when I
home.
got here yesterday, I was
Yeah.
like, where are the people?
The
Because
freeway
normally
empty
when I
now.
come to, normally when I get into Dallas,
Right.
it's traffic everywhere.
Right.
And we just swam through like nothing. And it was shocking. I was like, where is everybody?
That means I could go to Shreveport. Now, you know something? I was at the, okay, we only get paid on the 15th of each month. So that's when I go grocery shopping. Well, the 15th has happened, you know, now.
Yeah.
Right.
And hour and 15 minutes in Winco. Hour and 15 minutes in the line. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. And I didn't get as much meat as I like to get us. But I still got meat from last month because I stacked some.
Yeah, 'cause it was
Well, that's
weird.
one
Because I'm
thing I'm
country.
concerned
very
about.
weird.
Once, if everything shuts down, because I don't know if it's gonna completely shut down.
Right.
I'm wondering, but how we gonna get food? You know, we're gonna have food shortages.
Well,
Excuse me, guys, be right back.
everybody got a deep freezer. You got a deep
No,
freezer.
I don't. That's the thing.
Okay. Well,
And see, in Mississippi, it wasn't quite as bad as it is.
oh, okay. You can.
Yeah, it wasn't quite as bad in Mississippi as it is here. But I got word yesterday, and one of my friends, they're shutting the schools, like
Yeah.
they're giving them an extra spring break and different things of that nature to try to get some things under control. So it's kind of weird. This was really, really weird to see when I came here to see nothing hardly compared to when I always come.
So you
It's
live in
very.
Mississippi?
I do. I live in Jackson, Mississippi, but from here, born and
Yeah,
raised.
but
Yeah.
you came.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's very weird, and it's just like when the restaurant like hardly nobody, and it was just like so weird.
You know, the Chinese restaurants, I've been driving past the buffet a month ago. They were empty.
You know what? Okay, that's when it started happening. See,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm glad we ain't on the air. I mean, we all been in. Okay, when it comes to the nail technicians, I'm surprised at these black women who are talking about they want masks, they still go to the Asian places. That's the worst place you can go.
And some of them are great because I work with them,
I
but
know,
some of them are.
But some of y'all, okay, their technique may be good and maybe
I
sanitary,
think it's the more
The price.
the price, yeah.
but I don't know where they're coming from. See, they're the largest illegal group, immigrant group in the country. Not the Mexicans, not the Salvadorans. They're the largest group. And when they're coming over here, that's why they're hitting the hotbed. That's why it's Washington State, the largest concentration. That's why they had 31 deaths. Then you got Houston, Texas, the largest port. And that's where they're coming in. You know, Mississippi. But we can't keep account of them because we don't know who they are. But you know for a fact, labor is the largest part of a budget for a business.
Yeah, that's true.
You go to a Chinese restaurant, you got a lot of people working there. A lot of people. Serving the food, messing with doing the food, and then they're back. Just like with the Asian nail shop.
And I'm gonna tell you why, because I've been doing this. I'm gonna tell you guys why. This is the whole scenario about that. Because coming from when I got my license in Phoenix, Arizona, when I lived there for about 6 years. I love Phoenix. It is amazing. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous.
So why you not there?
And well, we decided to move back. My husband's from my ex-husband.
home?
My ex-husband's from Mississippi.
Oh.
So when I left Dallas and got married to him, we stayed in Mississippi. I was like, I don't like it. We moved to Phoenix. It was amazing. Like I love Phoenix. He wants to go back to Mississippi, and so that's how I ended up back in Mississippi. But it's the difference between me being a nail tech and them is I actually paid money to go to school for it to get my license. They control like the marketplace, if that makes sense. We have, okay, say here's the supply store, and here's theirs. So when I go over here and buy for $40, we pay $15 over here. So if you're not a part of the community, I can't do your nails for $15 because I just paid $300 for product.
Well, yeah.
And they all a family. So I paid $300 and they may pay $100. So I can't charge you that because in order for me to make a profit, I have to charge over and beyond what I've paid. That stuff is very expensive. So when you look at it's just the acrylic, the nails, and then you have all of your cleaning supplies, and you have everything else that you need, and your polishes. Polishes alone will run us about $18 a bottle.
Well, price is not always the factor for me.
What's up, B?
Right? If
Hey,
I
y'all,
know
what's
that
going
you're
on?
using quality products and you're doing good work, I would still pay to do it.
And the technique is
What's up, B?
different.
Hey, Sunshine. Hey,
especially
thank
good
you.
work.
And that's why
Hey,
I
Paul.
started working with them.
Hey, Troy,
I want
thanks for
to
watching,
compete.
Troy.
And if you
Congratulations on your new movie
then you
role,
have
man.
to
I am
go
like
and
so
make the
excited. I
moves
can't
that
wait
you
to
need
see
make
it.
Yeah.
in order to be good. So I had to.
Say, I was hoping Troy would come back on the show and tell us about his new movie role.
Yes.
Oh, Troy's watching?
Yeah.
Troy's
Troy.
on. Yes, he's watching.
Oh, Troy, I'm sorry about the Gabrielle Union thing. I'm sorry. Tell her I said I still believe it, though.
And now please understand that that is the opinion of most white that does not reflect on how we feel about Gabrielle Union breaking up that man's marriage.
That's a disclaimer.
So
Let's write this down. You agree with me, and Reggie agree with me.
In the same day.
And it never happens because they're always wrong. And I'm just happy. The coronavirus showing up here because y'all ain't never agreed with me before.
Not at the same time. Not on the
you
same
what
day.
now? We always wrong.
This was new information
But if I
to me.
ain't right, you
I know
Really?
nothing about the transgender thing.
Oh my God.
Paul said, Troy who?
Uh-oh.
He said,
Troy who?
oh,
Troy Anthony Hogan.
Yeah, from Queen Sugar.
Queen Sugar. Look him up, Paul. He's been on the show before, and we can't wait till he comes back. I can't wait to have some more our celebrity guests to come back.
Yeah, I didn't realize we was connected. So his agent is the big brother of one of my close friends from A&M.
The second person you met, and
No, he
you
was,
said you were walking on the sidewalk, and that was the second person you met at A&M.
no, he was first. Other than outside of my class, he was the first new person I met.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
so-
why I called him the second.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So he
okay.
was. So
I ain't
actually,
bring up, but I
You
was
thought I
going
wasn't
to.
listening?
I
Yeah.
just keep it my trunk.
so actually, the second person I met at A&M just passed this weekend. So that
Who
just
got
passed this
corona?
week.
Why you got corona?
Yeah.
Tasha, what you talking about?
I guess because she not here.
She want everybody.
Oh.
She want everybody to know she don't have coronavirus.
That's why she's not here.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
let me
let
tell you
them know.
something.
She ain't here because she got a new phone.
And let me tell you something. If you had the corona reader virus,
We
Miss
wouldn't be here.
Sunshine, this the thing. People know you doing enough nasty stuff to get it.
Oh my.
Oh,
Just
really?
saying. What? I miss her. The only way I can, the only way I showed that I miss y'all is when I just dog y'all on camera
Well,
when
the
you're
hell,
not
you should
here.
miss me forever because you dogs me out on camera, on the phone.
Which, you know what? The one thing I can't say about this group, we talk bad to each other in our face and behind
And
our
behind
back.
my back, it's just
That's
crazy.
so part of his life, y'all. Y'all have to. I'ma get to that. I'ma get to that later on in the
So
show.
that's why somebody say something about each other, and then you find out, I'm not really surprised.
I'm gonna tell y'all some stuff about him. Y'all probably don't even know.
Well, we don't.
I don't know.
You tell it. Tell it.
I don't know.
Please don't make me regret bringing you on my show, please.
I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna surprise me.
Because he's not a nice person.
No.
And you,
Okay, stand
Stand
by,
by.
y'all.
anytime
Stand
I
by.
got to tell somebody to be nice, Lord have mercy.
Mo is on the constant telling me to be nice.
I have to.
Okay,
baby.
we are back,
We're live.
everybody.
Live.
Welcome back, and as always, and I know y'all love the word kerfuffle. So if y'all ever want to see what all the kerfuffle is about, make sure you check out our
Who
YouTube,
gonna say that
Facebook.
word?
I love that
Huh?
word.
Who gonna say that word?
You know what, Mo? We
Because
have
I might
to
mess it up.
see, and that's why I say it. It's my word,
Kerfuffle.
kerfuffle.
That's why I gotta say that one.
Yes, it is my word. So this way we can let everybody know exactly what's going on, and they can see the behind the scenes, and they can know what's going on.
It's a shame when you got it's a wonderful thing when you have your husband, your work husband here. See, I
So you plug
I
it
took
your
out my
phone.
charger. I was looking for my little thing. He just tuned in because he knew I was on.
What I don't understand is how it's 10 o'clock in the morning and your phone
Ain't
is
charged.
dead. That's what I don't understand.
The same reason why the reason I'm a little late was because I didn't change the clocks in the house.
That was
Wait
a
minute.
week ago.
Wait a minute.
That was a week ago.
Your clocks, in this modern
The
technology,
microwave.
clocks change on their
No,
own.
not the microwave and not the ones in the house. No.
Yeah,
I
and the
got
phone
to
was
change
dead, so therefore
Thank you. And then the one in the car you gotta change.
Right.
See,
What?
Y'all
These
got
are-
older
Yeah.
cars.
These are
Yeah.
Apple phone users, okay?
Yeah.
These
Yeah,
are
these are
iPhone,
iPhone
users,
users.
okay? Just want to put
Just
that out
put
there.
that out there. iPhone users that don't know how to change. Now, again,
I mean, it changes automatically on the phone, but if the phone is kind of dead.
But
and
again-
shout out to Monica Merchant. I'm so sorry. We were in the middle of conversation and the phone just went dead.
You didn't call it back here, did you?
Well, I just, no.
yeah. So again,
She's on the way to a meeting, a hair and Jericho.
my thing is this. You knew the time was changing. We made mention of it on the show. Now, I don't know. And maybe you've heard about the 5 P's, right?
With the 5 P's.
The 5
You
P's?
gotta prepare profession.
No.
My daddy told
Proper
me that.
planning prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah,
Piss
my
poor
daddy.
is hyphenated for those that account. But that's how you plan for things. So before you go to bed, when time changes, you move your clocks. That's what I always do. I've always done
But
it.
the one on the microwave.
Is the easiest one to change.
Well,
Not for Mo. You already know that.
You know, I'm gonna show you the easiest way to do it if you don't want to mess with all the settings. For those people listening,
just leave it.
no. Unplug it. Wait 10 seconds. Plug it back in because the first thing it's gonna do is come up and ask you to set the clock.
Okay.
That's how you do that
Well,
one.
when you come over to the house.
Rod, handle that.
As we moving on now, if you want to join the
We're in the
conversation,
same house and the
you
clocks
can-
ain't right. So we're just
well, damn. Does
Damn it.
Sabi hotline 214-717-4827. Hey, listen again, guys. We appreciate you guys joining the show on today. Make sure you like, make sure you share, give us some hearts, some likes, all that good stuff, or whatever the case it is. We definitely appreciate all that you guys have been doing as far as watching and listening. If you're listening, of course, make sure, again, theafterparty.com side B shows. Real quick couple announcements before we move on with the show. Please understand and know, as far as I know, March 28th, 2020 at 5 p.m., the After Party Live presents the Sweet and Spicy Podcast Dinner. I've been calling it sweet and spicy, everything nice.
Because you can't, what is you doing?
This will be at Allure Jazz and Cigar Lounge at 110 South Cockrell Hill Road in DeSoto, Texas. Tickets, please go to theafterparty.com/afterpartylive. Also, we here at MTG, of course, we are sad to announce that our space tournament has been postponed due to the mayor in Duncanville. They have some different restrictions for drawing big crowds, and we were actually going to have a big crowd. Okay, and so what happens is we will be with you next week about the date. We just gonna confirm some stuff, make sure we got the date or whatever the case it is. But don't worry, the teams that have actually submitted their registration, listen, they's like, okay, we cool with it. Just bring it on. So listen, you got a little bit more time. Cash app us at $MASH THA gas. Registration fees $40. Make sure you get yourself and a partner. $20 a piece. Say, look, let's go win this money, bro. I got people coming from Houston. I even got a couple of people from the ATL coming to play some spades. So you got to bring it on. I'm telling you, they're coming down. And listen, check this out. If you guys want to contact us, info@mashthegas.com, or leave us a message at 972-904-2398. All right, so again, it's postponed. It's no longer April 25th, but we will get back with you on the date that we have set for our spades tournament. And we definitely hope to see the After Party Radio there. Montana tell them shows to bring their ass on. They talk all that shit. Tell them to bring their ass on out here and get this spades table.
Is you a preacher?
Sometimes.
Minister?
I'm an ordained
and
minister.
then just so everybody know, we're gonna have a domino game and then some dice going on in the back room. So
Shimmy, did she? You know what? You know what, Shimmy? You know, you're funnier when you're absent, okay?
Wow. What did she say?
wow,
She said, stop moving my leg like Ray Charles.
he was shaking his leg
You
while
know
he
I
was
shakes
talking.
my leg over here in this corner?
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
why he got to
happens.
sit over there.
Wow.
I didn't understand what he was doing while he was just
Yeah.
Moving, you know.
Maybe playing the piano, don't know.
maybe it was just.
Cause I have a beat in my brain
Because
on a
it was a
constant
rhythm while he
basis.
was talking, and that leg was just.
Yeah.
That's something new. I've never seen him do that. So
I was
that's
running
new.
around the store and I had a song in my head, and this lady's like, "You're so chipper." I said, "What you talking about?" You know,
I would like last night. My nephews, when we were visiting last night, my nephew was like, "You just got a song in your head, don't you?" I said, all the time.
See, so
All the time.
So they must have known because they probably have one too. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Always,
All the time.
Mhm.
So everybody, listen real quick. Let's move on with the show. I am going to introduce my special guest again, all the way from Jackson, Mississippi. M.I. crooked letter I, humpback I. That's what they said on the Good Times, which I can never understand why the hell they moved from Chicago to Mississippi. But that's another
More money.
situation. But anyway, so I just didn't understand moving from the north to the south in the 70s. That just didn't dawn on me. But anyway, Jay Lee is here. Jay baby, how you doing?
I'm great. How are
You doing all right? Praise the Lord.
Yes, bless His name.
So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell everybody who you are, and I want you to plug your businesses, and then we're going to let you talk about me for a second.
Oh my word! Did he just say
He did.
plug your businesses, and then I'm gonna let you talk about me for a
He
minute?
did.
Baby, plug them businesses very slow. I can't believe they not said that.
He did.
What's wrong with them?
Not sure.
Oh my God.
What's wrong?
You
Man?
told us not to put the stuff up there. He said,
No, I got it turned around. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
"Go ahead,
We ain't
man.
paying you no money, or so okay?
Go ahead."
You nothing.
Okay, so my name is Jay Lee Rochelle Denby, and like he said, I am one of his older sisters. I can't say the oldest sister. I am one of his older sisters. I did grow up, was born and raised in Dallas, Texas, and I migrated to Jackson, Mississippi about 20 years ago. So I do a couple different things. I said earlier in the show, I'm a nail tech by trade. Been doing it for about 19 years. I also am a entertainment manager. So that's a very, very interesting job. I love it. I love it so much. I'm a singer, I'm a performer, I do that as well.
They can really sing too, y'all. I just didn't get
Are
that.
you didn't get those G's. Are you a contralto?
What?
A soprano?
I sing just about every part.
See, that's what I'm
When I
saying.
was younger, I sung really, really high soprano, and now I'm getting older, and my throat.
I got you.
So I guess that's a family word.
Dope.
That is a family word.
It don't go all the way up there anymore like it used to. So I kind of stayed a little mellow. I also sing with the fabulous, inspiring Mississippi Mass Choir
Yes.
that everybody loves so much.
What I'm gonna need you to
Mass.
do, ma'am, is lead off with that next time. You trying to hide that light, baby, but you said you sings with the who's.
With the fabulous, most inspiring,
Yes.
world-renowned
What? That's what I'm talking about. You sings with the world-renowned who?
Mississippi
Mississippi.
Mass Choir.
Mass.
I love Mississippi
Choir.
Mass
Yes.
Choir.
Mm.
Oh my God, I love
With
Mississippi
the Miss
Mass.
Rosie Burks, everybody loves Mama Rosie Burks. Everybody loves her.
Now I got to go get. Now I got to download. Show me how to download this.
Okay, I got you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I do that. I also do a little work with real estate. So I do so much, and I'm not gonna even talk about everything that I do. So if you can see, I'm kind of.
So you're a realtor?
I work with real estate broker.
Okay, and which broker do you work with? In
Her name
Mississippi?
her name is Tracy Buckhalter. She's actually a broker. She's a Mason.
Okay.
And
In Mississippi, what part of Mississippi? Because
Jackson.
our folk in Jackson want to get housing.
Yes, in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
So look her up.
And what's that
She's
telephone number?
amazing. 601 982 8900.
And if you want your house in Jackson, Mississippi, or the surrounding area.
And other surrounding.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Do y'all
I-
go down as far as Minden Hall?
We go everywhere. I actually
Okay.
know people in Mindanao.
Yeah, that's
Minden Hall.
Yeah.
What's in Mindanao? You know people there?
Yeah. That's where my family. I got my dad's family's from Minden Hall.
Who is your dad's family?
Nicholson.
Okay, because I know people in
Yeah.
Mindanao. Yes.
Well, actually, our family is massive, so we'll talk after. I'm pretty sure you know
Yeah.
some of the Cause Rock Pisma Baptist Church.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Shut up.
so all those graves right out there, that's all those. Yeah, that's my family.
I talk to them sometimes.
Mhm.
You know, I wasn't
Yeah.
quite myself
The-
when we
the-
was at the church and
The Tillisons?
I was out there talking to them.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
No
yeah.
comment.
Anyway. Yeah.
I'm
It
her
took me a
brother,
second,
no
but
comment.
yeah. It took me a
No
second.
comment.
I'm a little slow, but yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Mhm.
Well, yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll move on into that. Yeah,
Yes.
so I kind of do a lot of different things. So, yeah, my life is very interesting.
Yeah.
I have 2 sons. They're grown. Thank you, Lord.
They're grown.
Yeah, they're grown now. So they're good.
Okay, and Charlotte is mad.
Yeah,
Cause you
I
didn't
was
speak,
mad.
so you didn't speak to. Hold on, Charlotte. She coming to you.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, look, you can't.
Let me tell you.
My family, y'all can't be coming on the show live starting shit, okay? I'm sorry, Mama Helen. Her mom's watching too. Your mom
Sure.
watching.
My mom's okay. Oh, my mom's on. Hi, Mom. So, my sister Charlotte is the love of my life.
Oh my God.
I just wanted to put that out there.
My
She's
God.
my baby sister, and yeah, she's the love of my life. I love her so much. She's the most beautiful, gorgeous, talented woman I know.
Oh my God.
Okay, moving on.
Yes, she's my sister too. But I ain't
did
studying
that.
her. She ain't gonna call and cuss me out either way.
So I did that. didn't I?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Yes, so you guys can join my Facebook page at J. Lee Wright Denby. My management page is J Baby Management, which is a entertainment management company. I'm also on Instagram at J Baby Girl. And I forgot what my Twitter name is. I don't remember.
But we'll have that on. Just go
Yeah,
ahead
yeah.
and
Yeah,
Do
we'll
it.
add it to
Yeah.
our Facebook information.
So I'm excited to be here today. This is kind of impromptu, so I didn't get like a questionnaire or anything. So I don't know what he wanted me to do. I just came because he
Just
said
came.
come.
Yeah, just come to my show.
So what is it that you want me to talk to the people about concerning you? Because I don't want to go too deep, and I don't want
Well,
to.
let's do this. How horrible is it?
Oh my
What?
God.
Oh my God. Are
We
you?
just started, yeah.
Yeah, we'll start there.
Yeah,
Okay,
how
now let's
horrible.
talk about that. Y'all, my brother is horrible. When I say there is not even a word past horrible I can describe.
Oh my God.
When it
That's
comes
horrible.
to, it
That
is,
is
it's
horrible.
just,
How could you say that, though?
oh my
I'm
God.
just a sweet
Have you
person.
ever had
Woo!
the sibling that when they call, you already know? I say, oh God.
I bet you. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Because when the phone rings and I see that name,
You be like, oh, let me.
I have to prepare myself spiritually.
You got to
I have to go into my secret place of the Most High
I'm so sick of you.
and say, okay, he's calling.
I bet you
So
do.
I do before I
sit down
answer.
and then just because he got something to say.
Yeah, and sometimes I can't even answer. I have to wait.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me let it
Depending on
ring.
where you are.
Yes.
See, you can't
And,
help it.
and definitely don't put him on speakerphone.
Woo, he ain't want to
Because
put on
that's
speaker.
horrible. He's
Ooh.
gotten me in a lot of trouble
Oh my God.
on speakerphone because when he thinks he knows your life,
Yeah.
like he'll just say, how Robert doing? And I'm like, I'm not with Robert today. I'm with Paul. Like, oh my bad.
Oh my.
Like, and
Oh
he's
my.
on speakerphone. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, he's not one of those siblings that's gonna give you leeway. You have to like prepare him for where you are that day because he's just gonna go in.
I don't know what
Like,
leeway is. I
See,
don't.
see, there's no
See,
moderation
there's no
with
min-
him.
it's
No,
no,
it's
it's
not.
It's 0 or 100.
It's 0 or 100, and that's terrible. So
Yeah.
you can't tell them. Definitely, like if you're dating or anything, no, because if you're dating and then you want to just slip over and have a drink or something with somebody, he's going to throw you under the bus quickly
See,
every time.
now listen.
It's-
That's what the baby do. The baby is the harasser of the family.
Yeah,
You're
because
supposed to be. You supposed
Oh
to
my
do
God.
that. Well, it's partly
It's
her
her
fault.
fault.
Yes,
She babied you.
yes.
She took care of you.
Let me tell you, growing up,
Now who dressed you?
I kind of dressed
He
myself.
did.
Yeah. I was a fast child. You know, I grew up pretty quick. You know, because then I had my younger siblings too.
Right.
You know, with my mom's children. This
Right.
is my half sister from my father, and so kind of scenario to set it up just a little bit without going too much into our family business. And then Lydia, this is kind of where you'll come in a little bit too. What happens is that our dad, we you know, our father was a Rolling Stone per se. Not gonna throw him out there too much. And so our dad, you know, had children, whatever the case it is, and our moms kept us together so we could grow up together. And so it was kind of that relationship all the way from yay high, and I was the baby. And so it was kind of one of those situations and circumstances where, you know, you always want to protect your younger siblings. You always want to be there for them, you know, and, you know, making sure that they're good and stuff like that because there was so much going on, you know, at the time. And so, you know, I wanted my sister to come to the show and, you know, to give an example of how great family dynamics are when, you know, even one parent is not really present in everybody's life, or maybe present at some point, you know, or more in some lives than others, you know. And so I wanted to you know, invite my sister to the show, you know, so she could kind of give an insight on how it is. Maybe I guess you could be a half sibling, I guess.
I will say our life was very interesting, to say the least.
Very interesting.
Like he said, our moms kept us together from when we were small children. So we grew up with brothers and sisters. So even his mom's other children are my sisters. If that makes sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So our sisters and brothers, because that's how we grew up.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest out of all of them. So I was always, they say, the bossy one, because I wanted to tell everybody what to do.
Oh,
Well, they needed to know, and you
So,
had to tell.
and I think, and I think I'm still kind of bossy.
'Cause
People
it's
say
still-
that. I don't think I'm bossy, but that's what people say. But I'm just one of those people to where I don't cut corners and stuff. I'm just there.
Because they need to know.
And they know, like, listen, this is messed up, this is jacked up, this is like, no, we're gonna do this, and we're not gonna do this. You know, so we're not gonna be around the bush about certain things. It's like, now that's your life, if that's what you wanna do, that's cool and all, and I'm gonna support you, but that's jacked up. Like, just certain things. And so we kinda have those type of relationships. And when we got older, and our lives started to do like this, with marriage, children, and different things. Being a sibling, my mom only had 2 children, which I have my sister Charlotte, that wonderful, great woman, Charlotte Thomas. She's awesome. So, she was my younger sister. So, we grew up, we were so close, and we still are today. being I have siblings, and then I have older siblings. And just to kind of piece it together a little bit, my older siblings, we're the age of their children. So when I say older, they're older. So I'm the age of my nieces and nephews.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it kind of pieces everything together a little bit. So when I say we're younger, we're like the younger
half.
by
Our
father.
dad.
So on our father's side, we are the younger. We're more on the age limit with our nieces and our nephews, because all of my siblings are older.
So he has an older set of children.
Yes. Yes.
And so we're the youngest set of children. So us growing up very, very close as siblings and different things, even before we knew we were siblings, that's a whole nother story.
Whole nother story.
It was amazing, and it was just an amazing relationship, because the relationship was there before we even knew that we were sister and brother for real. So the relationship was already there, because that's how we grew up. And
Right.
so we were already close in that way. Watching them grow up. Now this one,
Wait a minute.
I'm
what
trying
is
to
all
see
that
how I
about?
can say this, because we're on live.
Yes,
You know
we
how
are.
you try to say stuff without saying it?
I don't. But go
You
ahead.
don't? So you want me to say
baby.
it more?
Say it, baby. Say
Oh
it.
God, when I say always have been the contrary, he's gonna always do things the wrong way.
I'm an Aquarius.
I
We-
mean,
we,
every
we must our
time.
own beat, don't we, Montana? We must our own
Every
beat.
time. If we
Always
say go
have.
out there, the restroom is out that door to the right, he's gonna go to the left, because he's gonna like, well, I know it's a way I can find it. Even if I go left, I know they say it's right. And it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, we say go out the door and go right. There is the restroom. He's gonna go left and all the way down the hallway, and then come all the way around, and then find. Well, you still can find it.
Because I'm looking for something. I might be looking for something. The long way around, you always find something on your journey.
Y'all see what I'm talking about?
I hear you. Trying to. Anyway. Continue. Yes.
Yes. So therefore, our life, we grew up in music a lot. So music was our thing.
Yeah.
That was our common denominator
Yeah.
for a lot of different things, was
Mhm.
music.
That's how you got into preaching.
Yeah, and we could sing our way through stuff.
She
We would
preached
sing
too.
all the time. And
I know she does. I can hear it.
Yeah, she preached too.
really,
Yes, baby, I can hear it.
And you know, and that's the thing. That's like a common denominator with our
Your
father's
family,
children.
yeah.
You know,
It's
we,
like
we have
four
four or five
or
preachers.
five.
Okay, but what was your father? Come on,
He's a
let's
pastor.
Okay, so it came. It's in your DNA.
Yeah.
yeah, if you could say that. And then my mom, and my
I
mom's
didn't
a
say
minister
that.
as well. So it's like, so those are our common denominator things. So sometimes even in our unhappy place, we would sing, and we would get in the room and we would sing and we would dance, and and different things of that nature. So I cannot tell you, I would not sit here and tell you we had a bad life. Because you know how some people want to make things be so bad because it wasn't the normal way, or it wasn't, how everybody's, the mom and dad is in the house. So it really wasn't, our life wasn't what you call normal, but they made it work for us.
Yeah.
They made it work for us, and even though we had some tragic things that happened, I still can't sit here and tell you that it was so bad to the point to where, you know how people always have to say a story. We have a bunch of stories, but we can't say, because we're sitting here right now, we got our health and our strength and everything. So I thank God for how I got here. It may not have been the way that we say, or that I would have desired to be here, but I am here. And so I'm 44 now, and I think that everything in my life, I look at it and I say, of course I would have loved to got up every morning and went in and hugged and kissed my father.
Right. Yeah.
With him being in the house. You know what I mean? I would have loved to look out there when I was doing my competitions and my singing and plays, and when I was in drill team, and looked out there and saw my father sitting out there, and I didn't. I would have loved it. But guess who I did see was my mom. She never missed anything. So I think sometimes we overcompensate our emotional issues with what we had. So I can't forsake what I didn't have for what I did. So because she was there, and his mom, they were always there. I don't care if it was him or me, they were always there. And they were always there together.
And see, you know,
So it was
and you know, with her, with our relationship, she helped me deal with a lot of emotional things because I think maybe by being the youngest, you know, a lot of things I really wasn't. We got 50 minutes left, 30 minutes left. Oh, for real? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
so we're bringing Lydia in
Oh
now.
wow, yeah, we got. Come on, Liddy, we'll talk you in a second. But the dynamics that we had, my sisters helped me understand some things that I've now she, as you heard her say, you know, I always kind of marched to my own beat a little bit, which made me very stubborn. You know, very stubborn to not grasp a lot of understanding why this was happening. Where is, you know, all those questions that people have in their lives. And so I had to really get to a point in a place where I needed to accept a lot of different things coming, you know, on, you know, in my life, and a lot of things that I could not really accept because I didn't have maybe a connection or attachment to at one point in time. But then as you start to grow up and, you know, in your own thinking, in your own mind, that kind of deal, you really get to a place where you start to appreciate even the little relationships that you have. Even the relationships that you didn't think that would form from everything else, you embrace those. And Lydia, actually, let me find, there was a question about sibling DNA tests, because her and I took a siblingship DNA test, and when we talk about that, we're going to a quick break, and then we're going to come back real quick, and we're going to finish out the show and just let you kind of talk a little bit about it.
Yes.
We did a siblingship DNA test, and it was questioned, of course, before we even come to you with my other sister, and my big brother. So people are wanting to know, can you really do a siblingship DNA test without the father, or if the father is deceased? Can you? Is it accurate? Is it actual? You know, tell the people a little bit.
Well, that's the whole purpose of the siblingship test.
That's what I see.
Because the father is probably not willing to do the test, or maybe deceased, you know, or incarcerated. It just depends on what each situation is. So that's the whole purpose of doing a sibling test, where if the father is not available, then we can use the 2 siblings or 3 siblings. It depends on whether they have the same mother or the same father. If they're the same mother, then they're more likely full siblings. If they're different mothers, then that's half versus unrelated. So the first one would be full versus half. And then if you're not the same mother, it's half versus unrelated. So yes, we're looking for at least an 80% match on the siblingship test, because that's part of the family relationship test. We can do the same thing with an aunt and an uncle as well. We can do it with grandparents. So not all the time the father is going to be willing or able to do a paternity test. It would be the best one if he's there, because it's a lot simpler. But yes, we can get definitive answers through a sibling test to see whether or not you're biological siblings.
That's
Wow.
good information.
It
Yeah,
is.
because we didn't really know what we were getting into when we did it. We just kind of was like, I want to do it, and I was like, of course I'll do it. And
Even
I
though
think,
we knew.
and I think the real issue is that sometimes even in those type of relationships where even my paternity had never been established in a DNA setting, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's just that, okay, he knew, she knew that I was his child. So I think the question was, especially when it came to us by being 2 half siblings, is that neither one of our paternities were actually established.
Right. The formal paternity. There's such a thing as formal paternity that needs to be established for legal things. You know, like putting a name on the birth certificate, you know, child support issues. Deceased, if it's a case that he was deceased, then Social Security. There's so many issues that paternity needs to be established.
Wow.
And better if it's established early.
And we never even thought about it that deep. We think it just basically like, okay, we don't want our kids to grow up and get married or be having sex with each other.
And
Right.
And I
the
mean,
major thing.
because like we were talking even yesterday when we were talking about it, like my son's last names are, they're Denby's. Well, my biological parents is a Pearson and a Wright. They have they're separate last names. So he could go and meet somebody named Pearson if he don't even know who he is and where he comes from. That could be a major issue and a major problem. And say for instance, if like with women, when we get married, our name changes a lot of the time. Sometimes it don't. And then now they doing the hyphen, which I love the hyphen part, you know, on a lot of things because it helps keep you established on who you were and who you are now. But I do believe that everybody, we have all of these families and these siblings and different things, and it is hard to try to keep up with everybody because when people go off and everybody you got cousins. I have cousins that I haven't laid my eyes on, I would say in 30 years, and I'm 44. Some of them I haven't seen since I was like 13 and 14 years old. So if I walked up on them today, I wouldn't know that was who they were. So when we started talking about this, it became such a passion because I don't want my son to have a baby by his cousin.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy because with all the different last names and with all the everything, you just don't know who you're meeting. And right now, I live in Jackson, Mississippi. That's where my sons primarily grew up, except for Phoenix. So for him to come to Dallas, he don't know anybody, if that makes sense. So he could be talking to his cousin or anybody and he wouldn't have a clue.
Well, especially with the onset of Facebook and Snapchat and these Tinders and these dating sites, you can meet people from around the world.
Yes.
And not know.
And so that's the thing, you know, and even in today's time, people are still having children outside of marriages, or they had children before their spouses, and the spouses don't want them to have nothing to do with the children. It's like at some point we gotta grow up.
Yeah.
But part of the problem is that sometimes the women are wrong
Of course.
about who they identify as the father
is
of
not.
their children.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Yes.
if there's a chance that you're not sure who the father is, get a test done.
Yes.
Right.
You
Get a
cannot
test
look
done.
at children and say he looks like this one, or he looks like that one, or he looks like the other one. It doesn't mean a thing.
That's
Right.
true.
Even
Right.
if they look like the person, they cannot be related.
That's true.
It's possible. I have been in this industry for so many years, and I've been wrong so many times
Wow.
Oh wow.
myself. So just looking at people, you cannot do that. And that's where a lot of women make their mistake. So if there's a chance that you think that you've had relations with more than one person, get a test done to
Right.
be sure who the father is. Because like you said,
That is amazing.
those are the problems that will happen later, where there are people who are siblings dating each other, or their children, and it goes on for generations.
You know, let me tell you, one thing that I really, I'm all about helping families. I've always been that way since I started the show. I always wanted to be an actual, be in a place where that it was okay to, really find out where who you belong to and stuff like that. But one major factor of also knowing where you are is the emotional impact on your children. When you grow up not knowing who the half of you, the other side of you are, you're still grabbing at straws trying to find out what's missing.
No, that's
Yes,
true.
it is.
It is
Yeah.
so
troubling.
true.
It is troubling, and a lot of people discount it and laugh at it, mock it. It bothers folks when they feel that disconnection. They just don't know where that half of you came from.
Right,
And
right.
it's a big problem.
Right. I'll tell you what, guys, let's go on a real quick break, really quick here. And what we're going to do is, let me see, Montana, can we just play one song on the next break? I think, let me see, let's play Classic Magic by Duro Music, and then we'll come right back. It's a 2-minute break. When we come back, we're going to talk just a little bit more about it. Then we're going to give you guys some encouraging words, and then we're going to have Lydia give you guys some more information. Again, if you need to have an actual paternity test done, we're going to be here. So,
If a guy wanted to have his child to figure out if he's
Well, we have two. We have the legal version, that's $289. We do have the non-legal for personal confirmation, that's $159. So we make it affordable.
Okay.
That the
But that's not
average
bad.
person can figure this out by
Alright.
getting a test done.
So 159.
159 and 289. We'll be right back, y'all. Stay close to us. Okay, so we can keep on talking about this since we're still on live, real quick. You know, like I said, that was one thing emotional for me. I think that's why when I was growing up, I acted out the way that I did. I wasn't really, per se, really a bad kid. I was sneaky as hell. That would be to describe me. Very, very sneaky. You know,
Manipulative.
very manipulative.
You gotta remember, I went to high school with you.
I could
Oh,
tell.
you did?
I
Okay.
could tell a lie and keep a straight face, and you believe everything I say.
Mm-hmm.
I could do
They
that.
still can.
I don't do that anymore. Not anymore. Only to people I don't like. But anyway, so what happens is that
if you know anything about body language, that was some straight up bullshit.
Bullshit. Right, let me say, I was going to say that.
I was calling out too. I know you too long, bro. Bro, how long we known each other?
I don't know.
Body language is something serious. You understand?
So you know, so that was a part of the huge issue for me, because I couldn't really understand what was really going on, you know, and why certain things were happening. So it was good that I had my sisters. It was good I had my sisters. You know, my sisters had to help me understand a lot of stuff. Even as I started to get to know our dad's family, it was a lot of stuff that I never thought that I would encounter on one side. But on the other side, you know, it was just like, wow, you know, these people look like me. I understand where I get that from, because that's what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? And so it really helped piece some things and fix puzzles for me. You know, it really, really did.
Because we knew them before he did. So all my life I knew who my father was. My sister and I, we always did. He did not.
Okay.
So that kind of puts an extra twist to it.
No, it makes you just don't know.
No, you
don't
just
know.
don't know.
You don't. If you don't know who you know why the old people always say who your people.
Who your people is.
And who your people. So,
I knew.
So they could give you a definite understanding of why you're left-handed, why
Why
you
you
do
think
that, why you sing that. Why? I mean, you know, you gotta know that.
And I knew he was my brother. He didn't know.
Yeah.
My sister didn't know. I was the oldest, so I knew everything.
Cause see, people have conversations around children and don't think children listen.
And so I was the oldest.
Oh,
And
so you didn't know that she was actually
I just thought we grew up as cousins. That's the mindset that I had up until then, you know. But I knew something shifted, because when she found out, she became more protective. She became like more protective, more like trying to keep me on a certain kind of path, you know. And I was like, "What is you doing?"
So what
you
did
know.
your parents, your mothers do?
our mothers became best friends. And it was a lot of underlying reasons why his potential could not be open like ours.
Right.
So they had to keep that under wraps. But they say, okay, we're going to be best friends. We're going to keep our kids like this.
And we are back, everybody. Listen, join us right here on the After Party Radio next Saturday, right at 10 a.m. We're going to be back with you guys with a fire show. I think we're still doing, are we doing our teen summit next week? Are we still doing the teen summit?
We should. The teens ain't doing nothing.
They said they at the crib. You know, so next week what our plan is, and we do have the young the guys and the young ladies in mind, but we got to kind of talk to their parents first to kind of make sure they want them to come out, that kind of deal.
The parents gonna throw them out there.
They're gonna be tired of them by the
Because
end.
they eat
By
up
next week.
everything. They eat up all the Fruit Loops.
So we want, that's my favorite cereal too. And so what we want to do, we want to talk to the kids about how they're feeling about the coronavirus. Also want to talk to kids about how their school load is. You know, is it really, really stressful? You know, what's really going on in your mind about college? You know, different things like that. So we definitely want to talk to the kids next week. Make sure you join us, because I'm quite sure that's going to be funny as hell. And I can't wait to get the kids in here. Again, thank you so much. Check us out on website, mashthegas.com, and all social media outlets, especially Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. All right, so usually at this point in the show, we do give our encouraging words. We got about 15 minutes. So Lydia, real quick, please tell us where everyone can reach you. Please give everybody some encouraging words again about how important fraternity testing is.
Well, Fraternity Direct is located here in Dallas, Texas.
Right here.
12,000 Ford Road, Suite 411. We're also accessible fraternitydirect.com. For those of us that are outside the country, we can reach us via WhatsApp as well. Our phone number 972-656-1954. We're open 7 days a week.
All right, everybody.
So you don't got no
7 days
excuse.
a week.
wow.
No excuse.
We're open 7 days a week. Our lines are open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Every day. So if you want to reach out to us, you have questions regarding your family relationships and how we can help you solve whatever disconnection there is, we are here to help.
We need to help
We're
everybody.
here to help.
Okay, and before you do that, I just want to let everybody know, for those that follow us on social media, if you didn't get the info, it's on our Instagram page, it's on our Facebook page. So you don't have any excuse. Got a card right there. So you scroll down on Instagram, it's right there. We'll put it in the stories for later today so you can get it on Instagram and Facebook again, but the information is posted on our social media sites. So you
Right.
have-
That's good stuff.
All right. You had a question for Lydia?
I do have a question. Can you just speak quickly on letting people know technology is very, very great now? And I've heard people say, well, if you can't do the mail-in because that's not going to be accurate, because anything can happen if you do the mail-in paternity test and all this stuff. Can you just speak just quickly about that? Because some people will still say, oh, well, you mailed it in, it's not going to be accurate. Or you know what I'm saying? You have to go to the place to get an accurate reading and all this stuff.
Well, no, there's some misconceptions to where the non-legal, that would be a non-legal test, where you can actually collect the samples yourself and ship it off to a lab somewhere, right? The only thing I can speak to is whether or not the lab is doing good testing. That's just about, or if the person that's sending the sample swabbed the mailman or the neighbor or somebody else. So really, there's no way to tell whose sample that is. So if you're in a situation where you have to trust that person to know whether or not they're going to send the right sample in.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So if you don't trust them or know if they would do it, I wouldn't take a chance with that. I would go to the location where an independent person, such as myself, would be collecting that sample.
Okay.
And so this is the difference for the legal and the non-legal.
It doesn't have to be legal.
Right.
If they come in, it could still be
Non-legal, right.
But at least someone is there keeping them honest.
Correct.
Right.
But the difference is when the reason that it's non-legal is because you have to have that chain of command.
Right, the chain of custody.
Chain of
Right.
custody, I'm sorry.
Right.
Chain of custody.
Right.
Yes, chain of custody has to be the sorry.
And that's just basically photographs. They're positively ID'd, and we're collecting the sample and certifying that this is the person that presented themselves.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so we have those places everywhere, right? Because like I said, I'm from Jackson,
Yes,
Mississippi.
we have affiliates nationwide
Right.
that can collect a sample for us. So if one party is in Dallas, like you and your brother, right, and you're in Mississippi, we can contact affiliate in Mississippi to collect the sample.
Right.
So there's no reason to come to that.
See?
Right.
See?
And
That
that's
makes it
what I
easy
was,
for you.
and that's where I was going with that, because some people always like, well, I'm not going. I've heard this so many times. Well, I'm not going over here to
They
do
don't
this,
have
and
to.
I'm not sending this, and
We
I'm
have
not
mobile
doing this.
collectors. So if they're home and they don't want to come out, you can pay for a mobile collector to come to your home.
Wow.
You can
So
do
there is
that
no
on
excuse
this
at
voice.
all.
So all y'all people making
No
all this,
excuse
blowing
at
up all
all.
this smoke, because you know you can did some dirt and you don't want it to come to light.
Right.
That's really what it is. You making up excuses. So get yourself together and go ahead and get it done. Get tested
Yes.
so these babies know where they come from.
That's right.
Yes.
And since y'all got a problem with money,
Why is you looking at me, Mo?
the 159 fee, so we're gonna choose somebody from our listening audience who wants the 159 non-legal DNA test done. So
Yeah, if
you
you
just
need
hit
one.
us up and we'll pay for it. And get right Montana.
All right.
All
All right
right.
now.
So-
See, that's amazing.
And then let me tell you also, Lydia, first off, thank you so much for coming.
Yes. Yes.
We really appreciate it. We love you for coming.
Yes, we do.
Lydia, guys, is going to be a part of Master Gas family because
Yes,
we,
Lord.
again, coming soon this summer, we're going to be doing DNA test shows. It's going to be crazy because I got a couple of people, then I just met someone else recently, and their stories are like wilder than ours.
So Charlotte says she needs to get one to see who my daddy is.
Girl, get off me.
I can't stand it.
This is for paternity testing, not sugar daddy testing, okay? This does not work with sugar daddies, okay? You
Get
can't
off.
do that.
You are banned from the Master Gas page. You hear me? Get off now.
Okay.
Bless her heart.
Okay.
Okay, let's get some encouraging
Encouraging
guys.
words.
Mo, you go ahead. You start, Mo.
I think in light of what's going on, I think we all should remain at home so we can just know our families. You know, not necessarily a fraternity, but know the people we live with and spend time with them.
Right.
You know, spend time with your people. That's
Right.
my encouraging word. Spend time with your
Spend time with your people. Don't let the laptops raise them at the house and the tablets while they at the house. You know, them children got to go back to school after the coronavirus scare go away. You know, so you got to make sure them children got something to do while they at home. Don't let them tablets and stuff raise your children.
Do them sight
Because
words.
because
Do
I'm
them
gonna
sight
tell
words.
I'm gonna tell you
Come
something. Because
on.
Mo
Try
got
to read
Mo
that.
got a test for them children when she get back to the schoolhouse. So try and help
And
you.
it's hard.
It's a hard test. Lydia, you have anything you want to encourage everybody about?
Yes, just like I said last week, just put away the embarrassment and just get them tested.
Put away the
We're here to
embarrassment,
help.
get them
We're here
tested.
to help. We're not here to judge. We're here to help. That's basically it.
Not here to judge y'all.
And-
Just here to help.
And one thing
At
that
all.
we need to remind everybody about is, I think with your company, it comes from a different perspective because you actually had your paternity was questioned.
Yes.
So you're coming from a place of empathy and understanding versus somebody else that's just going to be kind of cold. So you actually know you've been in the situation
I've been in
yourself.
this situation. I'm still going through it.
Right.
I'm still going through it because I still haven't figured out who my biological father is.
Wow.
So again, this is
But I'm
somebody
still
that,
hoping.
yeah, this is somebody that can walk you through it because they've been it's easier to go to somebody that's walked the path.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So again, Lydia, thank you so much for being here. We
Absolutely.
really appreciate you.
Yes, they have an ear at fraternity.
All right, we got it here, Paternity Direct.
All right.
Well, you got any more encouraging words?
You know what? I'm gonna just say this. You know, I lost a dear classmate this week, and so take time to smell the flowers and give people their roses while they're alive.
Yeah.
You know, I just we had you know, he posted a picture, about a week or so ago of a sidekick because he found it in his box, and I ripped him. But that was always our interaction. You know, we would go back and forth ripping on each other, and then just to find out that he passed so suddenly, it just made me really think about. Make sure you give those, the people that you care about. Make sure they know. Make sure
Right.
you know. Don't wait till they pass. Don't wait. Don't do something tomorrow. Don't wait for tomorrow when you can do it today. It's nothing that a text, simple phone call something to let people know that you care about, that you actually care about.
That's good. That's good. Well, my sister, it's your turn.
Well, I'm just gonna say this, and I've been saying this to my friends. I just went through something similar in January the 14th. I'll never forget that day. One of my best friends passed away. Suddenly, not sick, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say, live, people live.
Mm.
I think that life, no matter where we are in our life, no matter the things we don't like, no matter what's happening to us, what has happened to us, we have to learn how to live. Because we keep ourselves closed up in these boxes, and I don't want to be hurt, and I don't want to, and so you keep yourself closed up in this box, and like you're in this world by yourself. Let's learn how to love, and let's learn how to live. And even if you don't want to love yourself enough.
Mm-hmm.
Love yourself enough to just live. Because guess what? We can't control Corona Rita. What he said?
Corona-Rita.
We can't control Corona Rita. We can't control the bird flu. We can't control all this, everything else. And I think it's so many other things that's out there. HIV still coming.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have herpes, you still have syphilis. Some of this stuff. So my thing is let's learn how to live, even with the issues, even with the problems. Just live, people.
Mm-hmm.
And like he said, learn how to love.
Yeah.
And learn how to love each
Yeah.
other. It is nothing to love. And no matter, even when you hurt people or when somebody hurts me, because I think the problem is even though we are hurt, we sometimes hurt people.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so instead of taking the responsibility and saying, okay, well, I've hurt people too, let's just learn how to love, let's learn how to forgive, and let's learn how to live.
So I guess giving sermons just running your blood.
Yep. So y'all see, I ain't the only one on here, okay? And I was actually gonna say that.
And what is this bell about? What is this bell?
The bell that's the bell that we ring in agreement.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay.
we all in agreement. Listen, everybody, thank you so much for watching the show again. Listen, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit us up at mastergas.com. Also, you can definitely make sure that you check us out on next Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be right back here. I believe Miss Shimmy will be back in the house.
Mhm.
And again, we're going to be seeing if we can get these teens up in here.
Oh yeah, and don't forget, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Yep.
Google Podcasts, YouTube. Hey, however you need to get us. I mean, a lot of y'all sitting at home right now. I mean, go ahead and catch up on some of the shows
That's
real
right.
quick. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't
Absolutely.
got nothing else to do. This will be a positive, productive manner. You'll learn some stuff.
That's right.
Because I know some of the other stuff you could probably be doing. Watch us be productive.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hit the bell.
Oh.
There we go.
Pick it up.
There you go.
All right,
Now
y'all.
let me see if I have anything to tell anybody. We got 3 minutes. First of all, if you're in the city of Dallas, make sure that you be careful. We got rain coming. It's not going to get necessarily cold. We got thunderstorms coming, so make sure you be careful in the wet weather with the coronavirus virus out there. So y'all just be careful like that. Just trying to help you. If I had to encourage anybody today, I'm gonna take a page out of my girl Judge Judy's book. You know, I love Judge Judy.
I love Judge
That's my girl. I love Judge Judy. She has a saying: "Don't piss on my foot and tell me that it's raining outside." In other words, make sure that all of your interactions are honest. Be as honest as you can with yourself, because the moment that conscious light comes on in your life and you actually start to be who you are is the day you really start being free.
Yes.
And so what you could do is make sure you sit yourself down and go through your meditation if you have it. Go through your prayer rituals, whatever it is, and sit yourself down and figure out in your life, how can I be my most authentic self? And it doesn't matter who don't like your authentic self, because it has nothing to do with them.
Right.
Just be who the hell you are, so you'll be able to live as freely as you love to
Now,
live.
when he said go through prayer and meditation, that does not mean blaze one up and roll it. That's not what he meant. Just need to clarify that.
And it don't mean edible, and it don't mean to
Wait a
take
minute.
that
Hold up.
But wait a minute, why that can't be meditation? Do y'all know that if I don't smoke me one, sometimes I'll slit somebody's throat? Y'all got to understand.
What you hear that? That's foolishness.
That is
in
so
fucking-
much foolishness.
Foolishness
What
and
do you
fucking. Don't say
mean?
stuff
Oh,
like that.
the letters and the words
You
coming
can't
out your
say
mouth.
that. You can't say
Exactly.
that.
Don't
What time
say
is
that.
it?
All right, y'all. Well,
It's 11:59.
all right, y'all. Well, that's it. We'll catch y'all next week.
That's a show. Y'all need to have a show on meditation.
Yes. We have a
And
show
teach
on
people the
meditation.
proper way to meditate.
Listen to me.
Okay, well, if you come on back, then you are gonna teach y'all
I
to meditate.
will. And y'all gonna get on the floor with me and everything?
Well,
If we go,
I mean,
we
now,
can do
I don't
that.
mind.
We're old.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out, homie.
No worries.
We'll see you in a minute. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. Oh, last song we're gonna be playing is my song by Rihanna, and that is what is
It
on
can't be
there?
your song if you don't remember
Listen.
it. I know every Whitney Houston song.
Don't Stop the Music.
Don't stop. What is that song? What song is that?
Then don't be doing that. Don't be saying they have medication Q. Let me see. Thank y'all, everybody, for watching. We sure appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm on to end the live. Again, make sure you guys share this live. Make sure that you guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let us know. Especially any questions and things like that for Lydia. Thank you so much for watching. We see y'all later.